This is your no bullshit guide to a happier life. Quick, but not necessarily easy tips to help you to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of your business and your life. My name is Helen Calvert. I'm a coach, a business owner and a parent, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I do swear occasionally, as the title suggests, so pop in your headphones if I'm not safe for little ears. Ready to go? Let's do this. Hello, welcome to this episode, which is entitled I Love You. I do love you. More importantly, I hope that you love you. So it's an I love you from me to me and an I love you from you to you. Why is this important? Why have I dedicated this season of my podcast to talking about our relationship with ourselves? I thought it was time for a quick check-in to see how we're all getting on with the season so far. We've covered how we treat ourselves, how well we know ourselves, and identifying who we are, our unique selves, our own qualities. So we've talked about goals, wishes, boundaries, all kinds of things that are unique to us and how we talk to ourselves and all that good stuff. We're going to go on to talk about our relationship with different parts of ourselves, but I thought it was worth just pausing to talk about why it matters. Because I'll admit I'm getting a little bit obsessed with our relationships with ourselves, to be honest. If you are a current coaching client of mine, you will know I talk about this a lot, all the time, because I really do believe that it is the core of so many challenges that we face and the answer to so many of our problems. So what do I see as a coach? I coach primarily women in business, women business owners. So I do coach some men, I do coach some people who are employed, but mainly self-employed women are my coaching clients. And I'm a life coach, I'm not a business coach. So we talk about everything. We look at it all because everything that you do in life will affect your business. Everything you do in your business will affect your life. We are whole human beings, and I want to see you succeed and smash it at life and be happy no matter what you're trying to achieve. So we look at it all. And what have I been seeing? I've been seeing women struggling in abusive relationships, struggling with past trauma, sometimes that is informing current trauma, struggling to believe that they're worthy of the things that they want. We can get to a point of identifying the things that they want, but then it's that, can I have that? Am I allowed to have that? Am I the kind of person who can achieve that? Am I the same as everyone else, or am I less than? Women feeling as though they're just always doing it wrong, whatever it may be, whatever it is, whatever you want to pick. Somehow I'm doing it wrong. I'm not quite there. Everybody else is better at it. I'm not quite right. Some of this is obviously enormously challenging if we're talking about abuse. Some of it is day-to-day stuff that I think most of us face. And there's a huge range in between. I've just picked out a few examples. But all of these challenges, whether they're something that we're facing now that is somehow a threat to us, or something that we're just running through our minds all the time that is holding us back, it all comes ultimately from other people. Now, there's an argument to say no, it doesn't, because of course what it actually comes from is how we process the information we receive from other people. But let's, pull away from that for a moment and just say, look, it's coming from other people. It's coming from all around us. It started with our primary caregivers, so usually our parents, but that could have been different people. It may have happened with our teachers, may have happened with our peers, certainly with our romantic relationships, our friendships, our colleagues, people we see in the media, all of that good stuff, all of that bad stuff, all of the input. It's all about other people. So it's other people's rules, other people's stories, their attitudes, their beliefs, their reactions, how they react to us, how they did react to us, how they're still reacting to us, how we worry that they're going to react to us, their praise and or their criticism, and their expectations. So whose life are you living? Well, of course, what happens is we end up living the lives of a lot of other people. It might be that you have one really strong influence in your life, or you might have loads of influences, but none of them are you. They're all this other stuff. So it feels like nothing fits, because who you are as an individual doesn't fit with all these other people. Not because there's something wrong with you, but because you're not them. So if you're trying to fit in with their rules, live up to their expectations, gain a certain reaction from them, fit in with their beliefs, it's not going to fit because it's them, not you. And it just ends up feeling like everything's all wrong. You know, it's just all wrong. It doesn't fit, never enough. And that's the thing, isn't it? That's how we end up feeling, as though we're not enough, or we're too much, or both. We don't belong. We don't feel safe because we don't belong. We're not capable, we're not worthy, we're not good. You know, we're naughty, aren't we? Our child selves. We're not the same as everybody else in some fashion. We're on the outside. And this is a horrible way to feel. Just because so many people feel this way doesn't mean that we have to go, oh, well, that's life. It's a horrible way to feel. And it doesn't have to be this way. So what changes? What happens when we build up our relationship with ourselves, with who we are? Well, what happens is we begin to understand. So this is not about thinking that we're great and fabulous and fantastic. We are great and fabulous and fantastic. We're also sometimes petty, malicious, bitchy, horrible, wrong, daft, stupid, whatever else you want to pick. This isn't about suddenly waking up and thinking, my God, I'm the best person in the world ever. It's not about that. It's about, I love you, I love me for who I am. I don't have to be worthy. I don't have to deserve. I'm me. My faults, my imperfections, my qualities, the good stuff, the bad stuff, the normal stuff, the weird stuff. I love it because I understand it. I see it and I accept it. I forgive it. And I'm writing my own rules. Now that one is so important because again, it's not about saying I'm perfect as I am, sod you all, I'm great. It's about choosing our own rules. So there might be things that we do that we wish we didn't do and that go against a value we hold. Well, we can work on that, but it's our choice, not somebody else's expectations. It's choosing our own challenges and deciding our own standards. So we may decide that we really want to challenge ourselves to show up more on social media or get fitter or, be a better, more empathic parent, whatever it might be. That's our challenge that we have picked for ourselves and we're going to go for it. We're going to do it. We're going to commit to it. We're going to feel fantastic when we achieve it. We're going to forgive ourselves when we trip up along the way. Because we're not perfect. We do need to challenge ourselves to grow and learn. But it's our challenges that we have chosen. Not trying to live up to somebody else's expectations. Not trying to gain praise from someone. Not trying to avoid criticism. It's our choices. It's about trusting ourselves, which can be incredibly difficult if you've been through traumatic things. But what happens when we get there, or even when we're on the journey, because I'm not convinced it's a destination. I think this is something that's a lifelong journey. But as we learn to trust ourselves, see ourselves, understand, accept, forgive ourselves, love ourselves, we can start seeing other people for who they really are, rather than being these arbiters of what's right and wrong, the people we're trying to impress, the people we're trying to avoid, the people we wish loved us, the people we wish would leave us alone, whatever it might be. We can see them clearly. And what do we see? Do we see people who are abusive and toxic, malicious? Do we see people who are scared and resentful? We might see people who are confused and unhappy. Or we might see people who are absolutely loving life and totally happy with their lot, who are completely different from us. So no matter how hard we try, we're never going to be them. And that's fine. Let them do them, and you can do you. But when we see these people clearly as separate from us and as not having power over us, we can decide where we want them to feature in our lives. So I love you, said to yourself, I love me, is about putting yourself at the centre of your life. It's not just good self-talk. It's great self-talk, but it's not just about that. It's about being in the centre of the circle. Here I am, strong, standing here, myself. I've got me. I see me. I understand me. I see me for everything that I am. I love me. And I'm going to choose who is invited in to the circles around me. Who is my closest circle? Who deserves to be there? Who do I choose to be there? Who do I want to be there? Who do I not want to be there? We can start making those choices from a position of truly knowing ourselves and having the best relationship with ourselves. So as I say, I really do believe that a good relationship with ourselves is the silver bullet for healing and for finding strength, for reaching our goals and for finding happiness, which ultimately is what we're all about here on the No Bullshit Guide to a Happier Life. Let's find some goddamn happiness. It's going to be very hard to find if you do not know yourself, if you do not see yourself, if you do not like, trust and understand yourself, if you do not accept and forgive yourself, and if you're constantly living the lives of either somebody else or a lot of other people. No matter how wonderful those people may be, it's not necessarily about them being bad people. It's just they're not you. Only you are you. You know, let's channel a bit of Chesney Hawkes. God, I love a bit of Chesney Hawkes. I am the one and only. Brilliant song. Don't come at me with your cheesiness. It's a brilliant song. No one can be myself like I can. You know, he knew. Well, whoever wrote it knew. But this is what we're after. Understanding that we are unique and that we can choose how we want to grow and improve. We don't have to say, that's it, I'm perfect, I'm done. But it's our rules and standards we want to be living by, not everybody else's. And you will find that some people in your life, when you gain that relationship with yourself and start trusting yourself, some people won't like it, no question. Some people will hate it. Some people will actually start being calmer around you and less critical and less ridiculous because their problem was that they were scared for you and were trying to help. And they weren't helping, but they were trying. And when they can see you standing in your power, trusting yourself, oh, okay, you've got you. I'll stop wittering at you then. And you may find you have a better relationship with them as well as with yourself. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. And until next time, be excessively kind to yourselves, love yourselves, and let's squeeze every last drop of happiness and joy out of this life that we have. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening. Did you know that my first book is now available to purchase online? Check out the show notes for details of how to get your hands on a copy. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could leave me a review, and don't forget to subscribe so you know when new episodes are up. If you would like to work with me one-to-one or follow more of my content, you can find out how in the show notes. See you next time.